It's a brand new day, and we'll be making history. Are you with me? Won't you stay? We have come so far. This is who we are. And like the rising sun, we have just begun to play our part. This is the time we form the chorus. Lift your voice for those before us. We can rely on one another. Feel the pride, let's show our colors. We are heroes and dreamers. We are restless believers.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is, wherever you are. This is Gail of Gaia, and this is Free Range, where we graze on wild ideas and we have wonderful guests. And you all know my wonderful guests as Michelle Marie. But before we get started, I'm going to tell you a little bit and read a little bit about what we're planning on talking about today, because we called it Spiritual Contemplation and Eclipse Preparation. And we're going to be talking about an entirely different kind of preparation than the commercial one that you've been witnessing. So anyway, a deep connection to spirit is our path to our highest destiny, which is about to be enhanced and upgraded with the new cosmic energies which are being ushered in with the upcoming solar eclipse on April 8th. We've already been gaining an upward positive traction with waves of incoming cosmic energies during this era of transformation of our human consciousness. The alchemical processes that we are experiencing are profoundly beneficial as we continue to direct our attention on our inner light and our soul-spirit unity. Today, we will explore ideas and inspiration that will help us prepare for an even greater shift in consciousness and unprecedented gifts to humanity. Preparation requires receptivity and attunement to the higher vibrational frequencies provided by our very own soul. And Michelle is going to be sharing her light alchemy project. And let me bring her on and she can explain exactly what that is. Welcome, Michelle.
Hi, Gail. How are you?
Hi, always happy to have you on. We always get some good spiritual food to eat. To swallow.
It's definitely an honor.
Yes. Please explain about your light alchemy project and what the word alchemy means and so on and so forth.
It's called the Alchemy of Light Project, and it's a project that brings in new holistic education, and it's education holistic in that it's spiritual in nature as the foundation, and knowing yourself and discovering your true gifts, qualities, and potential is the basis, and it's called Follow Your Heart Education. So I have Follow Your Heart Education. I have 6 programs with that. I have 3 books that have been published. I have 48 stories for awakened awareness that are not yet published, but I have put a lot of them in audiobook format. And since they're not available to the public, sometimes I upload them and share them with your audience. And I did that with one of those for your audience today. And we're going to be looking at choice point and sort of dissecting the messages within that and how it applies to right now and our current evolution and how it applies to the new higher consciousness that we are bringing in and anchoring in, and to really maximize the potential of the new energies coming in from the eclipse. So we've already done a lot of work, but, you know, and we're going to be gifted, but we're going to have more work to do, because we're going to, you know, hold the space of unconditional love. Our missions will be activated. Our powers will be activated. And that's why it says DNA activation below, because we're going to be activated. And, you know, we're sort of feeling changes inside. I mean, I've been feeling it for a long time and getting intuitive messages sort of, and feeling different, you know. And
I'm
so
having more clarity in that regard.
Right. And see, that's the alchemy. That's the alchemy. The alchemy is we're shifting from a head-based, ego-based intelligence to a heart-based, more encompassing right left brain balance and joining with the heart and soul, this holistic intelligence that is deeper, broader in scope, and raises our awareness to make the highest choices, discern the truth. And so we're releasing old programming and beliefs, and that's part of the alchemy. Alchemy means transformation, and light is what consciousness is made of. So alchemy of light means transformation of consciousness. And we're going to notice more and more the changes, how we process information, and what we're drawn to or magnetized to or what we resonate with. And that's the heart vibration navigation. So that alchemy is a shift in how we manage our life and information, and our it really boils down to our concept of self, which is, spirit and whole spirit and connected, to divine source and all. So we're all connected, and using these connections in an interdimensional way, we can realize that, our star family, the angels, archangels, ascended masters, sages, souls never die, so, we can have communication, amongst, in between, all the dimensions. And so this is going to be not like just a few people are gifted, but everybody is stepping into this new higher perception. Everybody's a potential seer, intuitive, and but then still has unique and distinct gifts to share with the world. So this is really an exciting time, and I think that we can rise above all of the different types of fear mongering and victim consciousness and what they think and what they're going to do and what might happen. That's old paradigm consciousness. We are the builders. We are the architects of the new paradigm. We came here to serve, to help, to share, to unify, and to be powerful sovereign souls. And there's a lot that goes into that. People have taken different aspects of that and become sort of like knowledgeable experts or something like.
See, Michelle, I see people creating these new inventions and products, and I believe they're getting it from above. I really do.
Absolutely.
And it's designed to help people, and
yeah,
we're getting more of that. Whereas in the past, a lot of it was not designed to help us. It's designed to.
And I like how you said they're getting it from above. Within is above. Within is the center point of consciousness and creation. So we get it from within, we get it from above. And so when we focus within to get our information or to check information that we may have come to us from, like the outer world, then we can discern and run that through our heart to see, is that truth or is that not truth? Does that feel funny or does it sound like a crock of BS?
Yeah, really. Well, actually, when I mean above is our connection to source is being strengthened, and it is within us, but it's also with source because it's in us because of source. Anyway,
you're right. It is in and all around, and it's above as in a higher frequency as well. So our divine spark, when we connect with that, we have that umbilical cord, to God, to source, to the cosmos, that connection to all. It's like an umbilical cord through our divine spark in the core of our soul.
And it just seems like it's getting more and more solid and
stronger.
Transmitting, receiving.
Yeah. It's like the bandwidth, like on the internet, we kept getting increasing bandwidth. And so the internet got faster and more efficient and so forth. That's the same thing with our
That's a great way of looking at it. Really, it is.
Well, and we increase our bandwidth or the strength of our umbilical cord connection to God, source, all that is, everybody, everything. within. But also when we unify, we are way powerful when we put our minds together, our intentions together. And that's why I believe what's going to happen naturally and organically, and we can do this all consciously, is that people who have been on this trajectory of coming in to raise consciousness and helping, our brothers and sisters and being receptive to that information, we're going to join together with intention that, we're claiming our right to be free. We're claiming the truth. The truth is setting us free. And we are claiming our power to take back planet Earth and remove the old guard. We're going to finish up this cleanup on planet Earth once and for all. Our power is coming in. We're using it, each one of us individually. Like I said, we're each playing our part. This is not a spectator event. We're using our energies consciously to download and focus attention on the highest vision of the best possibilities for each of us individually and for humanity. And realizing the receptivity part is we are going to get gifts. I'm telling you, the gifts that are coming in and lighting up with our DNA activation and our shift in consciousness. A lot of people have been working very hard, even just to overcome everyday problems. That's doing the work as well. When you rise above your everyday problems, you are doing spiritual work. And that's where the rubber meets the road, isn't it?
And yes, it is. And I tell you what, you have picked out some awesome, and some of them you created yourself. And I don't, why don't we share one of them? I love the one about the scrolls.
Okay.
But what is the one you want to do first?
I think I'd like to start with, let's see. I think I'd like to start with the new light. It's a short one, but there's something really important on there. So I'm going to hit share screen, and I think this one's it. And let's see. The Alchemy of Light. Choice point. Here it is. Okay. You see it?
Okay. Yeah. Now I'll bring it up.
Okay. I'm going to stop at a certain slide that really makes perfect sense right now in our world. But just watch this. This is based on the book by Christine Mercy, and it's called Sons of God.
It's fascinating.
She gets hit in the head. I think the story's on here, but she basically goes unconscious and gets this vision.
It's kind of loud.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it went real loud again. That's weird. It might be better if you shut off the music. I don't know. It seems excessively loud. I'm sorry about that, but it's kind of distracting, unfortunately.
Okay. So this is the one I want to talk about. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you fine. Very loud and clear.
Okay.
I don't know why the music got so, it was very loud.
Okay.
But anyway, go ahead.
Okay. So this one right here is really important based on what we're going through in humanity. It says, the light is taking the usurped power of God and placing it back where it belongs. The great power that flows unrestricted between God and all mankind, unless blocked by usurpation and bigotry of leaders. So our attention has been drawn away from our source in terms of where we get information and where we check information. And the great revival is people are going back to God, back within, seeking the truth. And, they stopped, for the most part, paying attention to mainstream media, understanding how consciousness creates reality more and more, and how to manifest. This is part of our ascension into higher consciousness. But this right here with the solar eclipse This new light, they're talking about this new light coming in. It's taking the usurped power of God and placing it back to where it belongs, the great power that flows unrestricted between God and all mankind. That's where the new light is. That's where the gifts are coming from. That's where a major shift and upgrade in consciousness is coming from. So being receptive and realizing that we are all receiving this gift from God, this light is a gift. Okay, I'm going to continue.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying that the connection seems so much stronger.
It is. That's the reality. Absolutely. And this is interesting because it said very few people whose lives have been so evil, so filled with shame, so enfolded in darkness, so corrupt and wicked, that when the great revelation came, they pleaded for non-existence, the second death, for they could not bear the burden of their sins. So even that was compassionate. You know, if everything comes into balance and we pay back the karma and we serve, good for, mistakes we've made or whatever, because everything is mathematical. Energy is mathematical, and it's like an equation, and everything equals out. So some people just got so lost that they just would rather go out of existence. And, that's what that is.
Maybe we could read what it says.
Yeah. For them, there was no forgiveness because they had not sinned. Oops. They had not sinned from ignorance. Sorry.
Or weakness.
I didn't find the pause fast enough. I keep missing the pause. But from knowledge, strength, knowingly and wantingly. Like, pure evil is loving it when other people suffer, for example, right?
Right. And so there is no forgiveness for them.
Right. They just went beyond. So right now we are getting the great outpouring of the Spirit of the Lord and bringing all things to a speedy fruition. For those people who have been getting, impatient about things happening, well, there's going to be a big push now with this light. And how exciting that is. Nothing remains hidden or unrevealed. This is the time of revealing all the truth. Those that are responding to the light, even in the least degree, are instantly noted. Great doors are opening wide for each of us. Just pay attention to the light and be receptive. Know that you're getting gifts. So the great assembly of the mighty ones poured out their love, inspiring, directing, assisting in every possible way, giving constant help and encouragement, though unseen. This is, again, why receptivity is so important. This is like receiving divine intervention.
I've had a lot of things going on in my life, and I've been seeing repeating numbers. And it was interesting because I had a son who saw the exact same 4444.
Yeah.
And I looked it up, and it's all good. and
those are the signs. Those are the signs of that connection. See, the individual's power to receive. So all the comfort and strength depends a lot on receptivity. And there's also the light that's talked about in the Dead Sea Scrolls. And so I watched a video one time, and it was years ago. I would have to say it was 20 or so years ago, between 15 and 20 years ago. And the guy was saying that these things are oppressed. They didn't want them coming out. And it was on, like I said, a VHS. And, you know, they try to scrub that stuff all they can. The Dead Sea Scrolls are very, very oppressed and suppressed, and they really don't want people to see these. But I made the video. I actually hand transcribed everything I got. I kept having to stop the video and write it down. I hand transcribed everything that he wrote, that he said on the video, and then I made a YouTube video out of it called God's Promises for the Awakened.
That's awesome. We're going to watch that too. You'll really like that.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm just going to stop this right now and stop sharing. Okay. So that was that.
Okay.
Oops. So new light has been, you know, a lot of people have known this new light is coming in, and that was a vision. It was like a prophecy of saying the new light is coming and all of these things are going to happen. And the connection usurped from God, our divine connection, is going to be reinstated. And it's interesting because I saw this, you know how Dolores Cannon has the QHHT hypnotherapy, where she puts people into the somnambulistic state, and a lot of people have trained under her, and they do the QHHT hypnotherapy, and it does a lot of healing work and clearing work and stuff like that. So I saw one, and it was by Allison Coe,
Yes.
C-O-E. She has a YouTube channel, and it talks about the Essenes in the title. And the person who was regressed, the soul at that time was living as an Essene, and they were talking about how they were blocked from their light. Their umbilical cord to God in their home and their light was severed, and there were people trying to have power over them, and basically limiting them, diminishing their light, diminishing their connection. And it's just like what that other one said about, you know, the direct connection being usurped by man. She was describing that in her hypnotherapy. So they had this knowledge that they protected. And so that was the Essenes, and some of this knowledge is from the Dead Sea Scrolls. So, and they have very, very positive messages from God. So it's like scripture, really. And it's really heartwarming and uplifting. So
you're going to love it, audience. You really are. I did when I watched it. I'm going, oh, wow, I'm so happy.
Yeah. And any one of these that touches your heart, we're going to talk about the contemplation part later. And if you, the links to these videos, the new light and God's Promises for the Awakened are in the description box. So if you want to go back and look at them and then stop on any certain slide or anything and contemplate, because that raises your vibration, it touches your heart and soul, and it opens you up to receive your gifts. So this is part of the preparation for April 8th. We're preparing in consciousness to receive gifts from God and to be upgraded in consciousness. And, you know, it's going to be awesome.
And you don't have to pay for it.
No.
Yeah. It's
and
not
even
commercialized like they're doing right now.
Yeah. Well, anyway, should I go to that next, or
yes,
do you want to talk about? Okay.
I like that. That's there's a lot of discussion points too, because you can see how it relates to this time period. Just at least
absolutely. Yeah. And if I'm going to stop it at certain things, but if you want me to stop on a certain one, tell me stop.
Okay.
If you have a comment.
Mm-hmm. And audience, feel free to comment along, and we'll
Same
get to
thing. Yeah. Comment and you know, ask questions. Okay.
Okay, let me bring it up. Where's my mouse? Got lost here. For pity's sake, here it goes. I couldn't find the little arrow for the mouse. Okay, you're good.
Ready? Okay, this one's going to have the sound on, but I can turn it down if you need to. Oh, I know where to do it. I know where to do it right here. Okay. Okay. I did it from the YouTube.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Oops.
It's just
Can you
music
hear it?
anyway. Yeah.
Okay. The Dead Sea Scrolls. You want to really feel into this information with your heart and soul.
This is from scroll number 1.
Scroll number 1, section 1.
I think we should read them, or I should read them, or you should read it, even
Okay,
though people can
why
read
don't you
themselves, but
Why don't you go ahead and read?
I would be delighted to. Okay. This is from scroll number 1, section 1. I have spoken to my prophets because I did promise that I would not perform anything, nor would I prophesy anything new unless I so informed my prophets.
And, we can really discern the real prophets because things have already come through, like Kim Clement and people like that.
Yep.
Oops.
The sound got loud again.
Really? Oh, wait, let's see. It's low on everything I have that I can.
It's okay now.
That's weird. Okay.
Is this
So this talks about the timing, and it can. Oh, I'm sorry. You go ahead and say it. Just say it.
okay? These words are not confined to any time frame that can be calculated by man, because I do work in mysterious ways to bless my people.
And that's from scroll number 1, section 1. These are going to feel really good to people's souls. You're going to get really.
As my people, those who have been called by my name, commune with me through prayer and meditation. They shall be the recipients of vast blessings that the world cannot contain.
I'm telling you, this is why I'm feeling so excited. Like, when you've been doing the work, the inner work, through communing or talking to God, through prayer, meditation, self-reflection, contemplation, just going within in any way or going in nature. People have different ways to commune with God. But listen, if you're paying attention and you're on the side of light already, we're going to be recipients of vast blessings. This is what's so exciting about this new energy coming in. Go ahead.
Yet my own words have spoken for the benefit of my children, because they have elected to do my perfect will at all times.
That was also scroll 1, section 1.
You have already heard these words in the past. However, I recite them again to you, that you may remember and benefit from them. I do not speak words that they may fall upon deaf ears.
And that's same scroll 1, section 2. And it's like really, understand the significance of these messages in the scrolls.
But I speak words that will be heard with your spiritual ear, and will retain those words which are designated to build you up in the most holy faith. Yes, your trials will be many, but my word is sufficient to sustain you in all of your ways, providing your ways are my ways.
Yeah. So we know through our conscience if we're, aligned with God and attuned with his will or not. Everybody has a conscience. The truth was embedded in our hearts and souls. We have the Holy Spirit of truth within us.
And when we know it's untrue or not true, we need to say so.
Exactly. Go ahead.
This again you have already read in my word, but I feel you need a reminder, because many of you are still weighed in the balances and still are found wanting.
And the truth about this is, you know, we always have some place to grow. If we're our own worst critics, they say, but in a way that's good, because we want to scour our behavior and our souls and look for blind spots and shadows, and, you know, create new patterns, and, you know, transmute old energies and blockages, and really be the light and attune with the light. So this has been a constant process for each of us in our own lives. There's just always, you know, something to improve upon or work on. And I remember somebody in one of my groups said, well, how do you know if you still have work to do? I said, well, if you're still here. I'm like, yeah, I can always find things I need to improve upon.
Yeah, everybody does. I mean,
Yeah.
we've been so conditioned and programmed that we need this kind of contemplation to recognize that
Yeah.
and delete it. The time will come when man's human intelligence will cease, and he will look to himself in order to solve the problems of the day.
And my interpretation is, when they're talking about human intelligence, they're not talking about the soul intelligence. They're talking about the ego mind intelligence, which is limited. And that will, I think that will be evident, you know, by another message, another scroll. This one's still scroll 1, section 3.
We'll be moving to heart intelligence, don't you think?
That's it. That's it. Heart and soul.
This time will come when mankind will excel in human intelligence, just as the words of my prophet Daniel warned. It's
Also
coming.
scroll 1. Yeah. So human intelligence can be used for good or bad.
His knowledge shall increase, and he will seek to rule not only this earth, but also the moon and other heavenly bodies, which I have also created.
Scroll 1 has a lot. That was section 3, though.
Once again, I just remind everybody, this is from the Dead Sea Scrolls. So,
yes.
When that day comes, many of you will look upon their works with great dismay. You will see how far they have departed from my word and my love. That's happening right now.
And you know what
Disclosure.
that makes me think of? All of those critical race theory, the push for transgenderism, the things they've done to children. It's shocking. It's shocking the amount of, you know, lack of morals and ethics, and then beyond that, the pure evil that have come to the light recently. Talk about great dismay. Oh my gosh, it's worse than that. It's worse than that. For me, it's like, oh, it's so hard to hold. And yet that makes us grow in spirit also, because, you know, we have to process that as energy and transmute the energy and put a stop to it and raise our vibrations.
Think it not strange that these things shall come to pass, because as they come to pass, it will be for a sign of my soon return. When man begins to forsake his first true love and departs from that love in order to love another, times will grow very difficult then.
Yeah. When the earth, when the planet gets at the worst, a messenger or Messiah always comes in to bring truth and justice. And it can come in through the Christ consciousness of the collective as well. And each person plays their part, as I mentioned. It's not a spectator sport or event, but we're all playing our part. We're all instruments of God.
But those times and seasons will continue and cause those who are called by my name to exceedingly prosper and succeed as your soul prospers and succeeds.
And you think of all the people like the star seeds and light warriors and light workers and so forth, who have had very difficult lives. And yet all those things have been in preparation, you know, all those things that have been overcome, all of those things that we're doing to break cycles, all of those soul assignments that we've taken on consciously and knowingly and overcome, and then received God's help, God's grace, and forgiveness, and the ability to forgive others. So then comes the gifts and the rewards, this energy coming in. And it is time now for prosperity and success. And we're on our soul's mission. It's our soul's success, our soul mission. And, get ready for prosperity and success. That's what this is all about. The new energy. Yay. Open to receive.
We will answer your questions after we go through all of this.
Yes, thank you.
This I have spoken with the words of my own mouth, and it shall come to pass, because it is true. Again, this is from the Dead Sea Scrolls.
Yep. This is what was found at Qumran, where the Essenes lived, and they've tried to suppress these. And where I got these was a very obscure source. And, I personally, I don't know where you can find all the Dead Sea Scrolls. They have a building. They've tried to shut down the release of information and suppress things that have already come out. So this is hard to come by, really.
Yeah. The censorship is on steroids right now. So Anyway, my children, in whom I've entrusted my spirit, will reap fortunes and riches from totally unexpected sources.
So, a lot of us have foregone the materialistic path, and it's been difficult in the material, physical realm, paying bills, making ends meet, because, we pursue things of the spirit, and we, follow our intuition, and we stand in our integrity. And I know for me, I have been building this Alchemy of Light project, including books and programs, for over 20 years. And at the same time, I've had paying jobs for my bread and butter, 3 already, of which I've had to quit in order to remain in my integrity and not do something that my conscience said was not right. And yet I just had to have that courage and faith in God that I'd be taken care of. And so even if I got by the skin of my teeth financially, well, I'm still alive today. But that's the thing, eventually, the spirit-led life, we're going to reap fortunes and riches from totally unexpected sources. And this is really good news. I mean, this is the truth. Trust God, because this is the truth. That was scroll number 3. We've moved on to a different scroll, number 1. They might not be in order, though.
Okay.
But open to receive, open to receive, open to receive.
This, because the lack of such wealth has prevented you from fulfilling and performing your ministry to the fullest. Boy, is that the truth ever.
Isn't that the truth for so many light workers?
Oh my goodness, yeah. And then I had someone who I thought was a light worker who wanted to charge me for being on the show. I don't pay anybody to be on the show. I'm lucky I'm able to do the show and pay for what needs to be paid in order to do the shows. So,
absolutely. That's where the rubber meets the road, and your discernment, comes in. I told you, and I love this story about when I was invited to go to a prosperity event seminar. And it cost $2,500 at the time. And I told the person giving the event, the prosperity, become wealthy or whatever event, I said, I don't have $2,500. And she said, just put it on your credit card. And I said, well, I don't have any debt and I don't have a credit card. So do you want me to come, learn about prosperity when I don't have any debt and go into debt for that? That doesn't make sense. But obviously she was doing it for the money, not to help people.
Well, you see that here in Sedona as well. Some of these conferences, I mean, I thought when I actually lived here, it wouldn't be an issue. I could go to the conferences because I wouldn't need a hotel or a place to stay. But they charge the registration fee is frequently so high $500 and up, it's going, I can't pay that.
Yeah.
So
And the thing is too, if you're seeking the truth, there's so many free things online. I mean, I have 3 websites, and I mean, one of my websites alone, you could spend a month on and not spend a dime and get all kinds of spiritual information and downloads. And, I highly recommend people go to my website, especially now during these times, because it's easy accessed. It's already there. You don't have to send for anything. It's free. And there's just a wealth of information, very much inspired information.
which is why I have you on the show.
Thank you. We really, it's everything comes through. It's from God. Now this one's interesting.
I, the Lord, shall speak to those of my other children throughout this orb, and they, in direct obedience to me, will communicate with you because of your faithfulness of my calling upon your life.
Yep. All of us are tuned in to our particular part to play. And, we have been following Spirit and doing God's will to the best of our ability, and, overcoming things and doing the best we can with the life we've been given. And, because of that, we're going to get these gifts open to receive, open to receive, open to receive.
Yes. Your eyes will be filled with tears, but they will not be with the essence of bitterness or sorrow, but rather with great joy and expectation that you never experienced before. This almost made me cry just reading it the first time I saw it.
I know.
I was going, oh wow. Yeah.
When you're crying from joy, I mean, you're at some, momentous occasion like the birth of a child or the wedding of a child, or, just something that really touches your heart. You can't not cry, and you're just so happy. And, even a burden being lifted or something like that. This is what's going to happen. This is why receptivity, and we have so much to look forward to. This is the best of the best. Talk about the best is yet to come. Here we go.
Yeah, here it comes. And your earthly plans will be altered in order for you to fulfill your own true destiny on this orb. I like how it's called an orb.
I know. That's interesting. So, yeah, with all the DNA activation and with all the information being released, the DNA contains information. We hold that within our bodies. And so we are living libraries.
Well, when you think about, they've discovered that water has memory, and that memory is like unlimited in terms of how much it can hold. And it's just water. I mean, we just think of it as water, but the
And
memory of that,
our physical vessel is comprised of primarily of water.
you will leap with joy with shouts of praise and glory to my name.
Now, one thing I love about this one is if you think about the Heaven on Earth video that we did last time, and people all celebrating because of receiving these gifts, being relieved from debt, being relieved from health issues, just, receiving such abundance and such gifts, and having all of the oppression and the old guard, the old stale government and so forth, wiped off the earth, as earth is being cleaned up energetically. And imagine everybody on earth in communities with music and singing and dancing and, lots of great food and leaping with joy and hugging and love and praising God and, knowing that, this is the glory of God, everybody's, being an instrument of God. And, of course, being our Father, Mother, God in heaven of all creation, loves us so much that we're just, it's like Christmas.
Yeah. And Escape mental prison. We'll answer what you're saying when this is done.
Yeah. Scroll 3, number 3.
Your heart will come to life as you realize the blessings which I shall heap upon you.
That's also scroll 3, but number 4.
I have given you power over the elements, and you will learn how to use this power for the honor and glory of my name.
And that's why, again, when we're conscious, sovereign, awakened souls, we're not going to be scared of weather conditions, because we're going to say, this is not going to touch, this area. It's going to stay out to sea. We're pushing it back together. We're using consciousness, individual and group consciousness, and we are changing the weather patterns, the elements, the wind, the air, the fire. And that's what I'm saying. Like, all these people are talking about what might happen, and there's like a lot of fear mongering going on with this eclipse coming, when really we have power, and we are learning to use the power. And the DNA activation is bringing a remembrance to our conscious mind of how to use these powers. It'll be natural. We don't have to wonder, oh, what's my power and how will I use it? With the power will come the remembrance of how to use the power, and to use it for the honor and glory of God, which is love and truth and peace. And scroll number 3, number 4. We have so much to look forward to.
Many of you will feel unworthy. That's a program. But I say unto you, in that hour, your joy shall be complete as you find and recognize that your worthiness is in me.
That's like that. Remember that poem that we've read on here? I am worthy. We've read that many times.
Yes.
It's a different kind of worthiness. It comes from God and being a child of God. It's not the same as credentials of, any kind of degree or title or financial status.
Yes.
Our worthiness is in God.
Again, as I have spoken to you in times past in my word, I shall speak in 3 distinct manners: in night dreams, in visions of the day and night, and also by divine revelation.
Yeah, and with that connection, that umbilical cord, that, unity, soul with spirit, heart and soul with God. We see these clearly, and we understand what they mean. We comprehend the dreams, we comprehend the visions, we comprehend the divine revelations, and they're direct and clear. And that was scroll 3, number 5.
Now, divine revelation is like a knowing, correct? Is that how you interpret that?
Yeah, inner knowing. You get like downloads, and they can be very detailed, actually.
This I have promised you, and this will be my bond to you. Believe it and know it, for I speak these words with my mouth.
Scroll number 3, number 5. And knowing it is another aspect of the higher consciousness.
Ooh, like this one. You, my children, will perform exploits in my name. These exploits will include healings, workings of miracles, and performing the impossible.
And Yeshua said, these and greater works shall ye do. And it's going to be natural. It's not going to seem like a miracle anymore, because we understand the physics and all that inner information, that ancient wisdom is within us, and we'll just know it.
And you will ascend to positions of high power and authority. There will rise many who will look upon you as a novice and inexperienced.
Yeah, but when our ancient wisdom comes to the forefront of our consciousness through the DNA activation, we're going to realize, this is not our first rodeo, and we came here with power to do God's will and to play our part. And we're going to do it with power and strength and courage.
But when they see and hear your exploits, they will stand back in complete awe and amazement at the manner in which you act and speak.
Yeah.
Do you know
I've
what
already,
came?
go ahead.
Do you know what came to me here when I read that the first time?
Yeah.
Was that, you know how we have all these celebrities and so on that have worked through um, the spirit of Lucifer and demonic beings and all that kind of. Well, now we're going to get it completely reversed. We're
Absolutely.
technically going to be the celebrities, so to speak. Not that I want to be famous or anything, but that is the spirit of our Creator is going to work through us, and it's going to be
Absolutely.
visible to others. So,
This is truly the changing of the guard. We're transforming our earth and our planet. Like we have reached the precipice right now.
they will be forced to recognize that all of your gifts have come from my hand.
Scroll 3, number 7. Gifts from God, open to receive, open to receive.
And again, these are the Dead Sea Scrolls. Also, in that day, you will enjoy fellowship and communion with those of my children who dwell in the bowels of this orb.
That's interesting. But you know, like the oh
That sounds like
Telos and Argartha and you know, the inner earth people, you
Mhm.
know, we're gonna commune, we're gonna hang out with them. Also, we'll have galactic reunions, I'm sure, with our star
This is like
families.
the gathering,
Yeah.
which is why I have Gail's gathering chat on Telegram, because we are going to get to the point where we're going to have a gathering, and I don't think it's far away. Anyway.
No, no.
Oh, you will be giving such powers as was first granted to those of my people who ascended the stairs of the holy city on that warm afternoon, which was called the day of Pentecost.
Scroll 3, number 9. And basically, being multidimensional beings, we are star people. And so the powers and the perceptions and the abilities to heal and so forth will all come back into our memory, and the DNA activation, all of the shields, all of the dumbed down stuff that they've done to us, the limitations and so forth, that's being removed. And our powers are going to be known to us. You know, they're not going to be foreign. It's just like remembering. It's just remembering and doing it again, because they're not new powers, but we've done them. We've had these before. Like telepathy.
This is why they tell you, remember who you are.
Exactly, exactly.
Okay, now scroll number 3, number 9. I will renew your spirit, and you will operate in my spirit and with my spirit, working together with you.
We are instruments of the living God, the Most High, and we are one with that highest intelligence when we're attuned and connected.
With my twin blessings of good health and prosperity, you will attract many and be gifted with abilities to spread the truth of my kingdom.
Scroll 3, number 10. I mean, good health and prosperity instantly, eternal youth, perfect health, prosperity, open to receive. I keep saying open to receive. Here it comes.
It's good for you to say that too. It's
I
because it's
know.
important. I, the Lord, will gift you with wisdom, understanding, and knowledge of universal truth. Scroll number 3, number 11.
And those are very precious gifts. And I'll tell you, with my connection, one of my favorite spiritual gifts is just that inner peace I feel all the time. It just could hardly be shaken at all anymore.
The peace that passes all understanding.
Exactly, exactly. I love it.
More wisdom, understanding, and knowledge and spiritual powers of creation will be heaped upon you because this I have promised you in my word.
Yes, and that these are all God's promises. That's why I named it this, God's promises for the awakened. We are receiving, receiving, receiving,
This is
and
such a
going with the flow. We've
this
made
is
it to this point in time, and now it's time to receive and celebrate. Just stay calm. Everything will be revealed. Our intuition is strong enough to guide us to get whatever we need to get. So all the other material preparations, if there's anything we need to buy or get or have, it will come to us with our manifestation abilities. We'll get it ready ahead of time through if our intuition guides us to do so. We are guided. We are protected. We are in a great space right now. There's nothing to fear. Only be receptive to our gifts and the love and the increase in the light and in our consciousness, our upgrade in consciousness. This is so exciting. Scroll 3, number 12. And there's more.
Your voice of command in my name will break the fetters and the chains of the enemy. Wow.
I love that because you know how, like I have commanded the Christ light when I've had people come against me with evil words or something like that. And, you know, like when I wasn't wearing a mask in a store one day and the lady said to me, I hope you die from it. And I just said, Christ light, stand forth and take command. And she uttered something else quite hateful. And then I said, you know, you're sitting in your own energy. And I was protected by the Christ light, so it wasn't bothering me. And she said, F you. And I said, see what I mean? But I felt completely calm and protected. Her energy didn't get to me because I commanded the Christ light.
It's like I had someone in the chat in the past that was saying very ugly things.
Yeah.
And,
Yes.
and then called me something, and then I just immediately blocked them. I just not going to tolerate that. I didn't even read the whole thing. It wasn't worth reading when somebody attacks you like that. I just
well, you know, it's
turn and
also
walk away.
it's also the darkness attacking the light. So it gives us a chance to, you know, we're getting our powers and we're going to be using our powers. So when we get all these gifts and powers, you know, we're going to be using them for healing and for dispelling the darkness with the light. And we're going to use it in such a way that it brings light to situations and does not back down against any. Well, in fact, just read this one.
Okay. Devils and demons and those angels who have utterly lost their first estate, those who operate their trade in darkness shall flee because of your light.
Hello, light workers. Scroll 3, number 13. Yeah, they're on the run. They are on the run.
And they're on the run and they're on attack whenever they can, because that's part of it. But
yeah. They know they've lost and they're scared.
Right. The light which I shall give you is not of this world and will never be diminished by the forces of darkness.
That's right.
That's beautiful right there.
Just like our soul is immutable light, we are immutable light, and we're going to understand consciously that this light can't be diminished.
Evil deeds will be exposed, and men and women who practice these evil deeds will flee from you.
They can't stand the light. They're on the run. Scroll 3, number 14.
Rejoice, my children, because I have made a way for you where you continuously found you were lost and uncertain.
And that was scroll 3, number 15.
I have provided light and truth where there was none before. We see this happening right now.
Absolutely. And as more is coming in, this is the exciting thing. There we go.
Nobody's going to miss it.
Yep. So we're being activated. We're being transformed. We're being upgraded. It's a time to celebrate. It's a time to be receptive. It is the victory of the light over darkness. We have a world of peace, a world of love. And we are going to live in gratitude, 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 and so much joy. This is it. This is it. And this is a time to celebrate victory, because we are victorious. And we really need to understand that and come from a place of a sovereign soul who's been empowered and strengthened and really illuminated and brightened and enlightened all along the way. So that's the end of the Dead Sea Scrolls that I have. And yeah, I had some little music to go with it. And the end of the video. So let me turn this off, go back here.
That was fantastic. I really appreciate that you were able to get a hold of those and share them.
Well, believe me, it took a lot of work, to keep backing up and trying to get every word from a thing. And then I had them down, and then I had them written down, handwriting, and then I typed them so I'd get an electronic copy on my computer. And then I transposed the messages to PowerPoint slides, and then I made the PowerPoint slides into a video, and then I put the video on YouTube.
Wow. Well, thank you for all that work you did, because it's
You're welcome.
I'm happy that we can share it with the listening audience here.
And it uplifts me. I mean, I share it, but I look at them a lot for upliftment, knowing, that these times are coming. And when we decided to do a show today, it wasn't specifically planned, and I tuned in and I was like, it's about the new light. It's about the new light coming in. We need to be receptive and get our gifts and, realize that, when Yeshua said, these and greater things shall ye do, here it comes. Here comes the DNA activation. Here come our powers. Here comes our memory. Here comes, all of these things that we could do before we were dumbed down and so forth. But this is really, really, really a great time to be. You want to answer questions for a while, and then I'll just share some more notes.
Somebody, I know why they're asking this question. Are people about to lose their minds, or will it be as a result of what they see?
Well, losing your mind is not really a bad thing, because if you lose your mind and save your soul, that's sort of a good thing. But I think that nothing really will be lost. I remember there was one book I was reading, and Yeshua was just speaking the most wonderful words. And I remembered this one simple thing he said: not a drop of love will be lost. It's like love is going to overtake things. Love is going to lift everybody. Love is going to heal everybody. It's going to just be, these wonderful waves of love. And, if you ever get into that peace that passeth all understanding, you really just stop there for a moment. And you're just like, you really don't want to do anything. You're just feeling it like, this feels so good. I don't want to move. I don't want to move. This just feels so good.
I think one of the things that Escape Mental Prison may be referring to, I've seen some videos where, people are acting totally crazy. Just bizarre. and people they see that and they go, oh my God, what is going on? What's wrong with those people? But I think they're the ones that have chosen the dark, and eventually they will disappear from our existence in time, because they're on the dark side.
People are not going to be losing. They're going to be gaining, and they're going to be uplifted. And it's going to be really a gift to everybody. It's going to be positive, 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 positive.
It's going to go from mind intelligence to heart intelligence.
Right.
And interestingly enough, that's the very first thing that develops once the sperm and egg connect. Heart comes first. Interesting. Well, maybe soul comes before heart, but basically they're connected. Anyway, let's see what else we got. Oh, somebody's asking if they should take a normie job, or are the humanitarian funds coming soon? Zimbabwe and Vietnamese Dong and humanitarian plan is the only way I think I can get excited about
I think that we're really right on the verge, but it depends on how long you can last with what you have. And what I personally would do in that situation is that I would do a specific meditation and ask for guidance and then let it go, just completely let go, and then see what happens. You know, there might be some new opportunity that shows up, or you might meet someone, you know, just synchronistic events. Just watch for synchronistic events. But when you have a question like, should I start a new normie job? Uh, you know, evaluate the pragmatic circumstances that you have right now and what you have and how you can get by. But also trust God, because sometimes I've quit jobs and I didn't know how I was going to pay my bills, and something always came up. So also just trust the universe in the flow. But when you ask, you can go, you're open to receive, again, guidance and a new job, or what you're supposed to do while you're waiting, or anything. You'll get clarity for your soul.
There you go. Does anyone else have any questions? I guess we don't have too many questions. Did I miss
That's
something?
okay. We have that other last little book that I uploaded to go through, and then
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. As far as Alchemist goes, on that one question, no one has ever tried to charge me afterwards, and I don't pay people to come on my show. They're coming on the show takes them about, however long the show lasts. It takes me a lot longer in, first of all, preparation, and then afterwards, processing, uploading, and posting on various sites. And so there's a lot of work involved. I don't think people realize how much is really involved. But anyway,
well, you're going to be blessed with good
enjoy
health
doing
and
it.
prosperity, so you don't have to worry about that, Gail. It's all coming in. It's all
Right. Well, yes, and I'm happy. I enjoy doing this. If I
Yeah.
didn't, I wouldn't do it. And
Me
besides
too.
that,
Me too. Yeah.
Source
I know
has
exactly what you're
always
talking about.
Source has
Yeah.
always created a way so I was able to get by, even when I didn't think I was going to make it, or I was going to have to shut down, or things of that nature, that I wasn't going to be able to pay this, that, or the other thing, because there's a cost involved too. And then we got people out there that are criticizing if you even so much as talk about any kind of products. Well, I'll tell you what, if I didn't make a little bit of something, I wouldn't be able to do this. So there's a difference. I mean, there's a difference between, really pushing it for 5 or 10 minutes in the beginning or whatever, and not really caring that much about the message. Here, the message is first and foremost, as far as I'm concerned. So,
Yeah.
what other, I think you had another show?
Yes. So I want to read a little bit from my notes, because part of the preparation for the eclipse does have to do with spiritual contemplation. And so the little highlights of the messages that I got in meditation today is that spiritual contemplation is looking deeper into our soul's oneness with Great Spirit, the source of all wisdom and truth. So it's just take time to be alone and to go to the zone, alone in the zone, and that's it.
Yeah, nobody can walk your path for you. Nobody can do the work for you. You
Right.
have to do it yourself. And the best time to do it yourself is by yourself.
Yes. And so you can use scripture, inspired poetry, creative thought processes, inquiry, and inspired messages to attune to higher consciousness. So a lot of times we get guidance from the written word, which is why, part of my mission is to provide written words that were inspired from higher consciousness, because it can raise people's consciousness to read any of the books that I've written, or pieces of the books. And so to get ready for the eclipse and the energies coming in, it would be too late to order and receive my books, but on my website I have audio books. And so these inspired messages can raise your consciousness. All you have to do is press play, and that's on my website, and it's also on my Rumble, Smile Soul Power with no spaces. Smile Soul Power, no spaces, on Rumble.
I
and you've
put
got
your link, your website, and so on is in the description too. Are supposed to be.
yeah. When you go to the website, there's a tab called audiobooks. So that's how you'll find them. And so that's one way, is to contemplate, different books or scriptures or something. And then what's going to happen is, with the new energies and spiritual contemplation, all former programming is going to be suspended and dissolved. All repetitious thought patterns and any kind of downer thinking, any kind of, fear patterns or stuck energy. This is all
Negative,
dissolved. Yeah. God's
like the
grace is coming through. We do a lot of
unworthiness programs. We've been implanted with a lot of different programs that are very frequency lowering.
right. And so we have done a lot of our work, but along with doing work for ourselves, we get God's grace. In other words, there's some things that are being done for us, actually. We're receiving great blessings at this time. And higher dimensional beings and light beings are helping us. And, we want to really be in gratitude as we open to receive, because these interdimensional beings and these etheric beings and light beings and so forth, so many are helping us at this time. And so just being open to receive, helps us to absorb and integrate those new energies and help with the DNA activation.
Well, Mathis has a question saying, I have connected with a special tree at the lake I run at. Am I crazy, or does Arthur and me have an actual connection? Now, do you mean King Arthur, or do you mean the
No, you're not
tree?
crazy. I want to tell you about my tree connection. So, Mathis, when I was in California, I had a connection with a specific tree at the park that I used to hike at. And I would sit by that tree. And I also named the tree. I named the tree Georgia. And I spent time with that tree for like 2 years. And so then I moved back to Oregon, and Georgia came to me in visions. And we had a conscious connection, heart intelligence to heart intelligence. You are not crazy. This is normal.
We're all
Divine.
connected. We're even connected to the trees and the water and the land and all of that.
Animals, crystals,
Animals, definitely.
plants.
And I have a meditation tree that I used to go to all the time. I can't get there right now, but I love my meditation tree. It was perfect. Okay. He says, I swear now I see a face carved out on him,
I'm
on
sure.
the tree. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Hi,
Yeah.
Mary Jean.
That's
I'm glad
awesome.
you're here.
That's really cool. Okay, so I'm going to continue with the messages. Enter the field often, and life is lifted higher permanently. We're anchoring in the higher consciousness, individually and collectively.
You know what's beautiful about trees, while we're kind of on a tree subject, is I don't know if people are aware of this, but trees are like a family to each other. If there's a tree that's starting to wither and or has been hurt by the wind or whatever, other trees that are in the vicinity will help feed that tree. I think that's absolutely amazing. And sometimes the animals and the trees and other things are trying to teach humanity to come back. Sometimes it reminds me
I was just going to say, they're teaching us lessons, aren't they? Yeah. Well, we're becoming more and more like that, and those are the ideals that we are espousing and living up to.
Another thing that I thought of just the other day, which was interesting, because the sun is throwing CMEs, and those are light codes and so on. And then we have just the idea. It's like, it reminded me of the movie Avatar. Where all of a sudden the entire planet is working for the good of the beings that are on it.
Yeah. That'll be natural. So I'm just going to start this paragraph over. Enter the field often, and life is lifted higher permanently. More peace, joy, love, and inner knowing of truth, clarity, confidence, strength, and certainty of one's path and mission. These are all coming in with much higher clarity. The umbilical cord to light and truth and overall well-being is conscious connection to God, a close relationship to Father, Mother, God, the all-pervasive creative principle or source in which we live, move, and have our being. We come to know our true self as eternal spirit, shed all limitations and illusions, opening awareness to ever new, ever uplifting, living light of God. This field is heaven where our soul lives and where where life and love and light and law are received and perceived in our heart and through our consciousness. And that's how we find our divine qualities and then express the highest and best potential as souls, as awakened beings in wholeness. So this is it.
Beautiful. Now, was there another video or no?
Yes,
Okay.
there is. And yes, if you're ready for it, I'll share my screen.
I'm ready.
All right.
We have a lot of tree huggers here.
Yay.
Yay! I'm a tree hugger too, and I don't care who's looking either.
Let's see.
Oh, that's awesome. Listen, Mathis says,
Michelle Marie Angel. Opportunities in life to do the right thing. A choice point is a decision that evaluates our being. It shows our true character that God is seeing. Situations occur in our life when we must decide what to do. We demonstrate our values and the ideals we live up to. Many times we are not aware of the significance of our election, but unbeknownst to us, we are choosing our soul's direction. These are normal situations in which we don't think much of, but there is certain accountability if we don't come from love. We demonstrate whether we relish money and material things, or if we treasure God above all in eternal love He brings. It may be obvious, like if we trick someone to get them money, we may get what we want, but the consequences are not funny. Or it may be more subtle, like whether we share or not. If we do decide to share, then everyone gains a lot. We may have a chance to take advantage of one who's naive, but woe to the soul who even attempts to deceive. Sometimes our transgression is against our own desire when we fail to discern motives of the faker and the liar. As we realize and use the power of our individual choice, our inner strength and courage grow and our souls rejoice. We can't avoid making a choice by sitting on the fence. We must know and stand for truth or face the consequence. To hear the truth, our soul cries out, peace, be still. For each choice begins within, using the power of our will. We can choose the same old tapes that run in our mind, or we can choose new creative expression of a different kind. We can choose what goes into our minds from the outside. Good people, good books, and good news are all from the lighter side. We can choose our own values and reveal them with no shroud. When others try to overlay their values on us, we can say no right out loud. We are not obligated by those with work or family ties to remain engaging in life with them against our heart cries. According to the words of Jesus, all of God's children are family. There is no blood that binds one to another. Only love brings unity. We can say no to what doesn't fit or doesn't suit our needs. We don't have to be manipulated when another one pleads. We can say no with compassion or make a heartfelt compromise. We can blend our will with others for harmony that is wise. Or if we want to go for it and really splurge, we can surrender to God's will and see our true self emerge. Once we fuse our will with God to create divine intentions, even nature seems to conform to the blessings that we mention. We can choose to forgive and give others some growing space. We can also forgive ourselves and petition for God's grace. We can choose to cast aside judgment and drop the stony voice. We can let go of destructive criticism and make understanding our choice. We can check our motives for selfishness or greed. We can consider other people's feelings and needs. By choosing to love and live in harmony with our Mother Earth, we live in peace with nature and cherish its great worth. We may choose weakness as fear causes truth to hide, or we can choose the kingdom of heaven where only true love abides. We can base our desires on material things that don't endure, or we can be our brother's keeper and our love becomes more pure. If we take a higher perspective, we may select eternal treasure, rather than forfeiting true happiness for a short-term pleasure. We claim true freedom when we use the power of free will. As we choose truth and unity, it's peace on earth that we instill. The end is only the beginning when you open your heart. For more inspiration, go to Smile at Spiritual Miracles Intention Living Education, www.smileforlove.com. God bless you.
Oops. Oops. Oops.
You looking for that?
Yeah, stop sharing.
I took care of it for you.
No, I almost shut down this whole page.
Oh, that wouldn't be good.
No,
Okay.
thank you for your help. Anyway, so it's really interesting because it also really speaks to, we can say no to who and what does not resonate with us. We are following our heart vibration. And if we're in higher consciousness, we want to be around the people that we resonate with of higher consciousness, of the love-based consciousness. We can hold the space of unconditional for love and serve all people, but we can also have boundaries and not fall into traps of deception or manipulation. So that's part of our new upgrade in consciousness, is discerning what's good for us and choosing self-love and empowering ourselves to be around people and make choices for our highest good and happiness and welfare.
Well, if someone is deceiving or anything that is negative, it's obviously they're likely on the dark side, especially now. Why would anyone who was a light worker or show that kind of darkness? Unless they're false light. I guess there's that issue too, but that's a whole nother story. But we have great things to look forward to.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So the last thing I want to do is I would like to have somebody from the audience, little audience participation here, pick a number between 1 and 999. And I'm going to choose 3 numbers. So somebody that's in the chat, please throw out a number between 1 and 999. Any number, first number that comes to mind. I'm going to choose 3 messages for the audience. And Gail, if you want to give the first one to get us started, choose any number, 1 digit, 2 digits, 3 digits.
Oh, well, I'm going to have to do 111. Oh, that's a good one. 777. Yeah.
And there's 777. Okay.
We'll go with the people in the audience.
Okay. Okay. So 777 came up first. I love that one because I get that number all the time.
That's spirit. That's
and I love sevens. All right, 777. Congratulations. And remember, I asked for these numbers. They're for everybody listening now or in the future. 777. Congratulations. You've listened well to your divine guidance and have put that wisdom into fruitful action. You're now reaping the rewards. That's what we've been talking about. Receive, receive, receive. Your success is inspiring and helping others. So please keep up the good work. There you go, Gaia Love 1. Next one was 975. I love these messages. I do these, and they're always spot on. Oh boy, here we go. The changes you're experiencing are part of the preparation for and the manifestation of your divine life purpose. Everything is in perfect order. I think that's the perfect message for today, because we talked about preparation and just to know and to trust that everything is in perfect order. And everybody's divine life purpose, get ready to be activated and go to the next level. It's time to go to the next level.
Great number there, Jan.
Yeah. I'll do both of these, 77 and 742. Okay, so 77 is congratulations again. You're on the right path mentally and physically. Stick to your intentions and stand your ground. That's empowering. And 742, that'll be the last one I do. 742 is have faith and continue on this path that is supported by the angelic realm. The angels want to help you with every aspect of your daily life. Call upon them often. Yeah. And we've said before, ask for help and you'll get it. Yay.
So anyway, that is a great conclusion to our show today.
Absolutely.
And I hope everyone has enjoyed it as much as I have. I always love doing shows like this, and I hope you enjoy it too. And when we went through the Dead Sea Scrolls, that's something, like I said, it's in the chat. It's something you might want to go through again and think about it and how it applies to you.
I look at them often. Yeah, you can look at this video again, and the direct link to that video that's on YouTube is also in the description box.
Yes. So,
Gail, I love you. Everybody in the audience, I love you.
Yeah.
And thank you so much. Love to all.
Thank you. And namaste. Thank you. Thank you. We'll see you again soon. Thank you. Bye, everyone.
We have found our way. It's a brand new day, and we'll be making history. Are you with me? Won't you stay? We have come so far. This is who we are. And like the rising sun, we have just begun to play our part. This is the time we form the chorus. Lift your voice for those before us. We can rely on one another. Feel the pride, let's show our colors. We are heroes and dreamers. We are restless believers. Stronger than ever, never say never. Don't look back now, don't look back now. Rise up, stand with each other. We are destiny awaits. We are all the actors in the stories we create. Hope will be our guide. We'll no longer hide. When we roll like thunder, feel the wonder from inside. This is the time we form the chorus. Left your voice for those before us. We can rely on one another. Feel the pride, let's show